Hello, this is Robert Smith. I'm here in Oklahoma, and I'm answering questions from emails that we received. This is an interesting one. I'm 22 years old. I have erectile dysfunction, and it's very frustrating. Been suffering it since I was 18. I would appreciate any advice that you can give. Thanks. Tony. Well, Tony, just like anyone else or everyone else, understanding the sexual program that everyone has. We all have the sexual program. Either it works or it doesn't work. If it's good, if it's not good. So how does sexual dysfunction? Well, if there's no mechanical problems, that means if the mechanics are all working good, it's mental and emotional. You know, I've been working for years with sexual abuse, sexual trauma, sexual issues. They're uniquely different by each person. Each person will have their own program, and it's basically using the internal production of what you're doing to have erectile dysfunction. That's not a dysfunction. Honestly, I believe most erectile issues is mental, emotional, and unconscious programming. I can give you stories of what I did and how it works, but the key truly is internal production. What are you doing to create it? As a story, one guy I worked with, he had erectile dysfunction. He couldn't have sex with his wife. Been married for years. And I said, can't you find her? No, it's not that. But the reason is because of his own emotional and spiritual upbringing. Now, the weird thing is he could easily masturbate to porn on the internet, but couldn't have sex with his wife. And so as FasterEFT is what you call an eliciting strategy, figuring out what you do to successfully do or not do. And basically his program was, when he's having sex with his wife, he felt like the whole church was watching him and it couldn't stay up. And then of course when he's doing it on the porn, nobody's there but him. And he also had an emotional association to an experience that probably wasn't so good, but it was fun. So now he's got two links linked to do different areas. And of course how the brain works, it has a link here, like chocolate equals love, and chocolate equals not love. And so here it is, he has the relationship with his wife, and he has what you call a negative link, and then a positive link to the other part. And he's just basically messed up in his wiring. So we just went in and just changed that. Now, since we talked about a man, let's look at a woman. A woman who had vaginismus, which is basically nothing can go inside. Of course, she's had it all her life, and it basically, it's all emotion. It feels real. It's a physical expression. Both of these are physical expressions, but it's built by the unconscious. And one lady specifically, she had vaginismus, and she was married, blah, blah, blah. And it basically broke down to an emotional experience when she was a small girl, raised up in a very religious culture. Her father's walked in and caught her masturbating, and he beat her. Matter of fact, he beat her every day and made sure she did well in school. Well, what happened is she has a linking to sex, and there's negative stuff dumped on it, and she couldn't do it because of the trauma that she had as an early child, and it just carried through her life. So how did we do it? We went in and we released the trauma, we addressed the physical components inside of her unconscious and her body, and we did this all over Skype, and next thing you know, now she's having sex, and it's not hurtful at all. So the understanding that sexuality is a hypnotic state, it's emotional sensations, it's physical sensations, and if I were to say any area to work on, and now we're going to have people who come see me, the first area, if there's any sexual abuse or trauma, I go there first. I want to clean this up because this represents their value system, their creativity, their ability to stand up or not stand up for themselves, and even it represents money too. So we address these issues because this affects us at a deep physical and emotional unconscious level. So I know this is pretty rich stuff, but I'm telling you, this is a major issue in the world. And we talk about people going to the disorders, emotional disorders, borderline personality, multi-personality, all these disorders. There's always, or usually, most of the time, linking back to some trauma, some physical trauma, emotional trauma, sexual trauma. And if you can go and release the PTSD of the traumas and also rewrite the programming, how you see things, your life, it will improve tremendously. I know I did several, about 3 or 4 Heal Your Sexual Self seminars, one in Las Vegas and one in the UK and one in Oklahoma City. And this is rich stuff. This is really rich stuff. So I do a lot of training in this as well as addiction. So anyway, so I hope this helps you. The art of change is what you need to learn how to do is clean this up. Always seek your psychological advice, your doctor's advice, your mother's advice, your priest and rabbi's advice before you do anything. And if you need help, you know, there are some practitioners that are FasterEFT practitioners who can really help you as well. So this is Robert Smith, and keep tapping on yourself. Take full ownership and learn to love yourself and like yourself from the inside out, because what you do inside you, you're going to do to other people. Peace.